Hello guys and welcome to the video. So today we're here in Trial of Ascension 60th floor. Before we hop in the stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys to the monsters collection and show you guys the monsters that you'll be facing in the final final stage of this boss fight. So you guys at least understand what we're going to be facing. So I'll meet you guys at the monster collection. Okay guys, so this is going to be the first monster you're going to face in the last stage. The reason I'm showing you guys this is just so you guys understand exactly why we target the units we're going to target. But not only that, I know some of you are going to be like, hey, why aren't you going to show us the waves going up to it? I feel like the waves should be pretty easy for even beginners. If it does get to that point, like stages 70, 80, 90, and even 100, I'll definitely be showing me fighting the waves up to them, but I just feel like floor 60, it's like these monsters are still in beginner runes, so for this one I'm not going to show the waves. I'll show the final fight though. So for Ikari's, he's going to be one of the units you're going to be seeing in the final stage. Third skill, steals life from the enemy. The amount stolen is equivalent to 50% of your max HP. I think we got to be a little bit thankful that this guy or this boss fight is not further up, because if it was, it would be so much more difficult. But you gain another turn if the enemy dies. Second skill, attacks all enemies with the twister to inflict damage that's proportionate to your max HP and recovers the HP of all allies by 25% each. This could be a little bit of an annoyance depending on which team you're running. If you're running the Vero team, where you're running Vero, Bernard, Shannon, the super tanky team, you might just aim for these guys first. But if not, if you're running the Sigmar's team or the Sath Tattoo team, I'll show you whom else you might be a little bit more worried about. So here we have Rahul. He's going to be the second side monster you're going to be facing in that final boss stage. Here, on his third skill, he attacks all enemies with a spell that summons the power of darkness. This effectively strips all your allies with a 75% chance and then prevents them from receiving beneficial effects. I think what's more or less scary about this guy is this skill right here. He can escort the ally target for 3 turns and instantly recovers your turn. Receives half of the damage inflicted on the escort target while making the damage dealt to the escorted target 0. And counterattacks the enemy target. So when we enter this fight, I feel like this is the guy we're going to have to aim for first. Because if he escorts the boss monster, that could be bad news for us. Now, this is floor 60, and even with the beginner runes they give you, you should be able to nuke the boss down. But for people who are running that Veramos team, or for that Sath team, the dots, I'll show you exactly how you beat this stage. So let's get to the boss stage, and let's enter and get to the fight. Okay, so I will show this wave. The only reason I'm showing this wave is because the occult girls. The occult girls can be very, very annoying. You do see that I'm not aiming for them, but if you are having trouble with them, aim for them, because you can see they can do that, reduce attack bar, and all that stuff, which is going to effectively just prevent you from moving. Then you get stunned, and this happens. And yeah, as you can see, very annoying stuff. Thankfully, we have Vero here. Vero is a good counter to that. If your allies are under inability effects with Veramos, he will cleanse everything except inability effects. If they are under inability effects, though, he will increase your attack bar by 15% each for every remaining, harmful effect on the ally. So he will cleanse stuff like glancing or defense breaks or whatever, but he will not cleanse stun, as you could see, or as you saw with the crow. So you do want to aim for these occult girls first. Veramos is just proccing tons and tons and tons. Because, as you saw those occult girls do, they almost killed my crow. And we do not want that. So, we're going to take out these occult girls as fast as humanly possible. Boom. And then we'll single target kill this one. So now that we're at the final stage, if you're running the Sigmar's team, where you have Sigmar's, Thrawn, Lauren, Crow, and Lucian, aim straight for the boss. You should, even off of the beginner runes that they give you in Summoner's Way, you should be able to nuke this boss. But if you're running the Veramos team, I would say aim for the Icarus. The Sylphids, the ones that are right next to Ezio. If you're running that Saf team or anything like that, I would still recommend aiming for these side units because you're not going to have a nuker, which then makes these units right here, the Rahuls, very, very annoying. You do not want them escorting that boss, especially since you don't have too much damage on your side. So we're going to use Lapis to try and reduce the attack bar by a little bit, give ourselves some immunity. He didn't land that strip, which is good. Gonna finish him off. I know, by the way, I'm gonna get people who are gonna be like, oh, you could have aimed for the boss, but it's just like, I'm making an example, right? It's aim for these guys on the side first if you're struggling with it. If you are struggling to beat the boss, aim for the Rahuls first because they escort target allies. That didn't help that Laurentine. And then they also heal, by the way, these Sylphids. So again, if you're struggling to kill the boss, then that could be your solution. But we're going to do this. Finish off that Sylphid. But it should be quite easy even with beginner runes. I guess I'll show you their runes real quick. I mean, he's running off of that set that they give you in the beginning. I would highly recommend you bring Crow with you on this if you're struggling to beat the boss. But crowd control should help tons. If you're running that Saf tattoo team, use Lapis as your lead. So Lapis lead, then Saf, then double melees, then tattoo. Use crowd control. Use as much crowd control as you can with Lapis. You know, the skill 3, skill 1. You don't really need to worry about the defense breaks, especially since you're running that Saf team. Damage is not a factor. You're just trying to land as many debuffs as possible. That Vero team, take out the Icaris, or is it Icaris first? The Sylphids. I get so mixed up on the names of these units. There we go. Yeah, Icaris. Take out the Icaris first because they have the second skill which heals. And then aim for the Rahuls, which are the Dark Beast Monks. And again, if you're just running a normal team like I am, aim straight for the boss. You should be able to nuke the boss straight off the map. But that's how you beat TOA 60. I was about to not make a video on this, but I felt like somebody was gonna ask anyways. So yeah, at the very least I'll make the video on it. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.